What up, people? Welcome to Coding Life as podcast, and as usual, you're with the mics. You know how we do. So we usually talk things related to tech, be it technologies, news, and all that. So if you've not subscribed to our content, kindly do so. Support us for us to be able to have the motivation to do more, and for us to give you this content time, and so subscribe, like our videos, and
podcast.
Click on that notification bell for you to be notified whenever we release new content. And so I hope you get to learn one or two things from us. And if you have insights on the way we are doing podcast, on this specific podcast, you can comment below on the video, and we'll be able to act on your feedback and improve where we can, and for us to make sure that we give you a tailor-made content for you to benefit, because for us it's people to benefit from what we are doing, not whatever we are doing to go in vain. So it would be our happiness if you're benefiting and you're growing. So you're growing. So today we are going to discuss something. So we're going to discuss this aspect of what are those things that you need to do for you to keep on improving your skill set as a software engineer. And what are those things that you're supposed to do to improve your skill set. And so Mike, you being an engineer, how long have you coded, by the way?
I think this is my third year.
It's your third year?
Yeah.
So you've seen a significant growth from when you started up to now?
Yeah, a very huge one.
So what are those things that you keep on doing, or the new things that you keep on doing as you strive to grow tech wise? So maybe you can tell us, and so what are those things that you go on picking up for you to improve your craft in tech?
Okay, I think the first thing, I've been looking for places where I can grow. There are online platforms that I've joined, online communities, because I found that when you start building solo, alone, you end up in this place, and you are going to hit a wall. So you've been in a community. For me, it has helped me a lot. Also getting views from other people.
Maybe you can share with the audience what kind of community, because now we have we have these communities, the normal one, like where I come from, that's a community. What are these communities you're talking about? So maybe you can give insight.
One of the communities is a React developer, React dev community in Kenya. Another one is ALX.
What's the name?
The name of the community is React.
We are giving information back to the people, man. Don't withhold anything, man. Give them the name.
The name of the community is React Dev Kenya. It is there on Twitter. We meet up every Thursday. Another one is ALX. I joined last year. It helped me to navigate the world of GitHub and the world of tech in a very huge way. And another one is PLP, Powerland Project. They also helped me to navigate my soft skill part. And my web development. And I find them really encouraging. Getting your one certificate and you have not gone to school. You have just landed into this online community, and you are building stuff, you are learning. They have played a lot of part. Another thing that has helped me grow is having this inner circle of developers.
Yeah, that's, I think that's the most, I think that's for all developers, they can attest to that I think for every developer would attest to that,
because
I'm not wrong.
when I started up, I didn't know what to start with. Like, there are people who started off with PHP. There are people who started off with JavaScript, Java.
Yeah.
So I had this friend of mine, who is also my mentor.
Yeah.
I met him and I saw, the first time you put a glance to a person and you say, "This guy's, I want you to be my mentor,"
Yeah.
And I showed him my projects.
What does the guy do?
The guy is a dev. It's a PHP. One day I'm going to tell you a story. He's a dev, and that time he was specializing with Laravel.
Okay.
So I found myself starting off with Laravel, but one day he came and approached me and said, "You know what, Mike? If you cannot create something from 0 to 10, you're not doing anything." So that's when I joined the communities, and I can say from that time to now, I've created many connections, and my inner circle has been growing, and they have been giving me good advice. Another thing that has worked for me is building every day.
Just coding every day.
Yeah.
Building yourself. And
just killing that imposter syndrome, tutorial hell. I build every day.
Yeah.
And I make sure my GitHub has a commit, and I put that consistency. I don't know. What about you, Mike?
I think for me, I have quite a few things I can mention. You see, when I transitioned from, I've worked in a few companies. What really played a big role in me growing as an engineer and all is getting into a space and getting into this kind of workplace with engineers who are setting up structures. For example, you see, for you to be like a complete engineer, you have to, when you're developing a specific feature or whatever, you have to start from requirements gathering, documentation, design, development, quality assurance. From quality assurance, then you go to the users. So there's that flow that I think was mapped out for me. And at first when I transitioned, it was a bit hard, so to say. Let me tell you, documenting. It's not easy. Let me tell you, documenting a whole feature where you're supposed to write up like functional requirements, non-functional requirement, creating ERDs. You see, creating ERDs, writing user stories. That's a whole other realm that I don't think you are taught in school. Yeah, it's something that that companies just try to map out. Yes, it's their school. If you go,
I think
universities, the institution that's set up are set up in a way that they teach you how to do requirements gathering. There are those that do that, but not all of them.
The final project, I think we do it on our final project.
Yeah, so me coming out as a self-taught engineer, coming to an institution where it's actually a requirement for you to do so. At first it was tough, but as time progressed, I kind of embraced the flow and the way of doing things, and it has really made an impact in the quality of features I release as an engineer. And and another item is writing tests, automated tests. Doing TDD, because you end up writing clean code that works first, because you have to, like, you see, you have to first define what is supposed to happen before you even
Step by step.
before you even write the actual function to do something. You have to write the expectation. You see, you're writing code that will validate that whatever you're going to write meets all the requirements that are required, so that writing those tests really improve someone's code, making sure it's clean, and you write very standard code. And so another item, as you've said, joining tech communities. I feel like I'm in a few communities also. I'm in like in WhatsApp, I have an Angular tech community. I have a React. I think if I'm not wrong, we're in the same WhatsApp group. React group. I'm also in a blockchain, because it's something that I'm trying to pick up. I'm so interested in learning blockchain. So, and also I'm in Stack Overflow. I try to
follow up with the podcast,
not even necessarily the podcast side,
the community,
to just, if someone posts an issue and maybe they're going through an issue, I give solutions, possible solutions. So I try that as much, because it gives you that, because people will definitely test out your and vote if your solution really works or it's just a scam or whatever. And also per se, getting involved in these public repositories. Let me tell you, if there's one thing that can grow your code, is these open source projects that are built by the people, or not even projects. Some of them are extensions that we install, npm packages that we install, that are done, that are just repositories that are done by the people out here, that you can even join, go and create a pull request in an open GitHub repository, and the admin is going to approve. And you can improve this. All these extensions and widgets we use, these npm packages we use, they have been installed, they have been created from scratch by people. And so it's interesting. It grows your coding capabilities, and you see, you improving on a specific feature, and anonymous engineers approving your PR. That is based on our previous podcast of that feeling. That is another feeling that is great, because knowing that your code is going to be reused by millions of engineers, and it's going to be reused in millions of solutions. It feels good. And also it grows you as a software engineer, and also gives you that respect and recognition that this guy knows what he's doing. And it's something that it's a recommendation in itself. So to say. And then having your inner circle of engineers who advise you, and who are direct advisors, and people you consult regularly when you have these queries in programming. That has really played a big role. I feel like there are a few others that I maybe not, because there's so many. And also another item before, I think you should do research most of the time. In programming, the more you read, the more informed you are, and the more you get these new releases and these new trends happening in the world, and in the world of technology. So I would urge these emerging developers, and also those ones in the field, to take up the arms and just make sure every day you read something. It doesn't have necessarily to be programming.
Even the documentation.
There's a book where I work, we usually have book reading sessions. that happens like after every 2 weeks. Every Friday from 4 to 5. We have a departmental like tech team. We read a book called Extreme Programming. That you see this specific book, it teaches you on those practices. If you've not read it, make a point of reading it, because it maps out the practices that as an engineer, for extreme programming, you're supposed to take. Some of them are hard, and some of them there's something you can pick up. Like you see the one I've said, like TDD has played a big role in my code quality. So it's one of the recommendations from that book. It's a book by Kent Beck. Yeah, I think it's called Kent Beck.
Where can we find the book?
It's something you can. It's a book you buy online. You can just get it. I know on Amazon you can get it. It's called Extreme Programming. So it's a book that highlights the practices that you need to do. So it divides the primary practices, like having weekly cycles, TDD, pair programming, and so on. And then it has another segment of corollary practices that are hard to pick up, but it divides those practices. And it's a book, if you read as a department, like I've seen us as a tech department where I work, it has improved our way of collaborating, the way we do things. And so you should try and read. It's not only that book, there are other books, nice books that also have the same info on programming practices, because programming is not all about you sitting down and writing whatever.
The last time you must read.
So you have it's both ways. The coding part, where you write those things we write,
practicals.
Those things we write on our editors, but you see there are these day-to-day practices that you need to be accustomed to for you to excel in programming business. So there's a lot you can do, but those are just the ones I've mentioned. They're just a few of the major items that you need to do I myself have done over the years, to the point where I am. I know I'm not yet at that great of an engineer or whatever, because in programming no one is perfect, so we grow every day. So there are different things, and it's different with different people. Make sure to maybe follow one of those if you want to excel.
Talking of books, Mike, there are these books I've been reading, and also now because you have mentioned about reading the books, the design pattern. One of them is called Design Pattern. You can find it on online. The other one is Lighting the Clean Code.
Lighting Clean Code.
And then that one for JavaScript. I don't remember well, but write it in the description. And I find them so encouraging when you read about people who have been in the industry before you. And they give you the exclusive experience.
They tell you how the experience is in the field you're trying to
and also I find it so cool when we go back to the docs, the documentation of the programming languages. Most people don't like it, but like React, it updates every time and then.
Actually, like most like nowadays, there's a rapid growth in these languages. Like the other day, I was doing. I think I'll share the video. I created an episode of a tutorial. I was showing people how to install Node.js on their machine. And at the time, I had in my machine, I was running Node 16. And right now, Node is at Node 19. And maybe in a month's time, you'll just hear it's at 20. With the way things are growing, I agree. Things are growing at a very rapid, which is good because we are getting nice environments and frameworks to use. Yeah.
Do you have a word to say about code reviews? How do you approach it?
Actually, you see, like for us, we have peer-to-peer code reviews. For us, it's, you see, where I work, it's very brutal. If your pull request doesn't have a TDD, a single test, that PR can never be approved by anyone. It doesn't matter the agency. It won't pass the review process. It's going to be pushed back to you. Write a test for the function you are adding, and then it will go now to the next phase of review, where that person is going to review whatever you've written. Which I feel like when you do peer-to-peer review, you get knowledge from your fellow employees or fellow colleagues. Like me, I'm lucky to work with people who are willing to point out mistakes, because we all do make mistakes, but they point it out in a very nice way. I also point out in a very nice way. So if you have peer-to-peer code reviews, that really improves your code. And honesty is key. If you give each other brutal honesty, you're actually growing each other. Because if you get honesty in like 10 pull requests, I'm sure in the 11th one you'll present something that is very nice, clean and all. So that will build your skill and your code quality big time also. Big time. And that's why you have now the tools that help us, GitHub, GitLab, and so on and so on. So that's also a factor. Peer-to-peer code review is very important. And before, because now we usually have like phases of review. You review as with your peers. Then after that it goes to the higher up, to the next who is in line from you, who is maybe because of their experience than you, with the code, and and then now from there it's merged. So that really helps big time. And then you finding those analysis that GitHub gives. Have you ever like gotten those? Those milestone that
milestone.
Which
you have contributed to this.
Which are very encouraging, and those badges that you get. Those badges that you get. So kudos to GitHub for that, by the way. That
really shows concern.
That really encourages someone.
Encourages you to push.
Until your commit was merged in less than 5 minutes. You have a badge for that. That feels nice. Kudos to GitHub for that. So I think those are the practices that have worked over time for me. And if our audience has more, I'm also open to picking up more, because I'm also learning. I am also learning every day. I'm striving to be a better engineer than yesterday.
We are striving to be these people better engineers.
Tomorrow I want to be a better engineer than I was today. So we try and grow every day. So I think that's it.
If you feel like we have left something and you want to add on, please make sure you leave a comment below. And also make sure you hit that bell, that subscription, and also there's a red button there down. Hit on so you don't be left out.
You can add your practices also that you as an engineer, those practices you've picked up for others to learn, and also for us. Thanks for going through yet another episode with us, and you sticking with us from episode 1
up to this point.
Up to this point means a lot.
You're a diehard. And
so
we really appreciate you being here.
That goes a mile to say that you are the person. You are the reason why we do this kind of content. So yeah, so we will keep improving this content as we go, and make sure you learn. And yeah, so like, subscribe,
Share with a friend.
share with a friend for them to also learn.
Give us feedback.
Give us feedback in the comment section. And yeah, so
And let us learn from you as you will learn from us.
so see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's it from the mics.
Coding Lifers.
Whoa.